Hi, so we're going to do lesson 1.3, fractions on a number line. Fractions on a number line is notoriously an area where students don't like, but if we think of it like a ruler, it's not so bad. You know, a ruler is divided into either centimeter segments, like these little Hershey's bars, 1 centimeter, 2 centimeters, 3, and so on, or in inches, where the Hershey's bars look a little bit bigger, 1 inch, 2 inch, 3 inch. And if we see all the little divisions within the 1 centimeter, or the like 1/8, 2/8, right, 1/4, halves, and so on in the inches, then it doesn't feel so daunting. Let's get started. So really a number line is just like that ruler. It's labeled with a scale, and everything is equidistant apart, right? So if we look at this like inches, 1 inch, 2 inch, 3 inch, 4 inch, 5 inch, everything is separated equally on a number line. What we can do is we can place fractions on number lines by further dividing up segments. So between 0 and 1 here, we have 2 divisions. So we're dividing it into this half and this half. So that's why our denominator is out of 2. So this point here is 0 out of 2, 1 out of 2, 1 space, and then this one is 2 out of 2. And 2 out of 2 is equal to 1. Between 1 and 2, we also keep the same consistent spacing. We divide into a single piece, put our little marking, and second one, and put our mark here. So now we just keep counting up. So it's 1 half, 2 halves, now it's 3 halves, and then 4 halves, which is equal to 2. So each whole unit has been divided into halves, for example 1. For example 2, we're now dividing each whole unit into thirds. So we have 0 thirds, 1 thirds, 2 thirds, 3 thirds, which is equal to 1 whole, 4 thirds, 5 thirds, and 6 thirds, which happens to be equal to 2. And we learned in our last lesson, we can divide up. 3 goes into 6 2 full times. We can get the divisions smaller and smaller. We can divide into fourths. So here we're making 3 ticks. 3 ticks divides into 4 pieces. So 1/4, 2/4, 3/4, 4/4. And then we just keep going. 5/4, 6/4, 7/4, 8/4. So between 0 and 1, we're dividing into 4 equal pieces. And between 1 and 2, we're dividing into 4 more equal pieces. We're dividing into fourths. When we want to locate fractions on a number line, we are in charge of making the divisions now. So we see that all of these fractions have a denominator of 3, which means we have to divide every one of these equal numbers into 3 smaller parts. We're going to do that by trying to make fairly equal markings. We're going to make 2 markings, which then helps us to divide into 3 equal pieces. So we're going to make 2 markings on each of these to divide the whole numbers up into 3s. And then from there, we're going to label our number line. So we're going to start with 3 1/3. Well, 3 1/3 is a bit bigger than 3, so we're going to go over to 3 here, and this is our 1/3 mark. We jump 1. So 3 1/3 is right there. For 2/3, notice that there's nothing in front. There's no whole number, so we're starting at 0, and we're going 1/3, 2/3. So 2/3 is here. Same thing goes with 5/3. We can start at 0, 1/3, 2/3, 3/3, 4/3, 5/3. Alternatively, we can convert 5/3 to a mixed number. 3 goes into 5 one time with 2 left over, so that is really 1 2/3. So we could change it in our mind, find the location, but we should write the original improper fraction on our number line. It's kind of a rule of thumb. Keep the same numbers that they provided to you. 3/3, we should know by now probably that 3/3 is equal to 1, so we can locate that right away, or we can count from 0, 1, 2, 3/3. 3/3 is equal to 1. And then the last one, 8/3, again, we can start from 0, that's no problem, or we can convert in our mind to a mixed number. If we convert to a mixed number, 3 goes into 8 2 times with 2 left over, that's 2 2/3. So we have that option. We can start at 0 and count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Or we can locate where 2 2/3 is and write 8/3 in that location. So that's our fractions on our number line. For number 2, we're going to be now having to identify what fraction we can name where the arrows are. So we have to notice right away what's our division. We are dividing this into 1, 2, 3, 4 pieces. So our denominator is going to be out of 4. So we start over here. We start at the 1, 1 1/4, 2/4, 3/4, 1 3/4. We're moving on to 2. We're still dividing out of 4. 2 1/4, 2/4, 2 2/4, or we can write that's the halfway mark, 2 1/2. For our next one, the arrow is over here, so we're going to go to 3, and it's 1 space over, so it's 3 1/4. And for our last arrow, we're way down here, so we start at the 4, 1/4, 2/4, 3/4. This is 4 3/4. Okay, so I hope that helps you for lesson 1.3. You can work on the exercises now.